More than one battle a month? What is going on? I actually have a little bit of free time before work today, so I figured, hey, you know what? We'll toss a game your guys' way, because I actually have some battles. There was a Heterogeneous tournament that I went to last Friday, which is where you just can't use 2 duplicate types on your team. So I have a normal type, I have a fighting type, water poison, ground flying, steel electric, psychic fairy. So none of them overlap. It's all kosher. And I figured, you know what? I wanted to use sticky web because I wanted Mega Gardevoir to do well. And then everything else that just gets slowed down by that, everything else on my team can kind of reason with it. So this was against a guy that I've played a lot and I've uploaded against a lot recently, but a lot of my opponents are just going to end up being a lot of people from clubs, so don't be surprised if you see the same name in your sub box like twice within the same like 2 or 3 weeks, just because they're popular people that I end up playing against a lot. I end up getting matched up against them. So he leads off with Ferrothorn. I lead off with my Smeargle. Just because I do want to get hazards up, I don't really necessarily even care if I end up not putting the Ferrothorn to sleep. Big deal. I got my Stealth Rock, I got my Sticky Web up. I'm sure he probably had a Rapid Spinner or a Defogger. I wasn't paying too much attention to it. But hey, you know what? I get to get away with this shit. My first steel trapping in a long time is actually going to be fairly effective. The other thing is these guys play with Item Claws. Ordinarily right there, I'd be playing with lefties to just get like maximum recovery back, get up to +6. But I already had lefties on my Landorus T, so I was kind of forced to just run Air Balloon. It actually worked out pretty well. The one thing I'm disappointed about that I learned in the middle of the tournament is that if you're behind a sub and you get hit, your Air Balloon still pops, which is kind of disappointing to me. But honestly, right now, this is just me steel trapping this Ferrothorn, and I do have the HP Fire. I'm just honestly using it as setup fodder because Gyro Ball's not going to do a lot of damage because I'm pretty slow too. Power Whip is going to be his best bet because it's only ×2 resisted, and I think it only takes 2 or 3 hits to break the sub, and I could be in here all day if I really wanted to. That's exaggerating, of course, because I only have as much as I have substitute HP. So I don't think I want to end up getting too greedy. He does power up on this one. I think I end up taking him out with an HP Fire on this one. No? Do I keep going? I guess I kept going. I probably should not have gotten that greedy. I forgot how many Charge Beam boosts I got, but being at a decent amount of HP actually is kind of important. I forgot that this thing would be a great switch into Talonflame if it was Choice Banded, because Brave Bird is not going to do a whole hell of a lot. So ends up going for another power up on that one, and I figure, you know what, I'm behind a sub, I'm going to keep the sub. I'm not going to be able to generate another one after this, so I take him out with an HP Fire, and I'm at like +4 or 5 or something of the sort. So I just got to figure, right there, this happened because we shifted to a different part of the room to put it on a live stream, so he's actually going to switch out to what he wants to do, and I'm going to sub again. So that way there's actually nothing that happens. The only difference here is that he takes a little bit of extra Stealth Rock damage, but with the amount of, you know, boost that I have and he's slower after the Sticky Web, I really don't think it mattered unless this Tyrantrum happened to be Sash, which honestly the switch-in would have ruined it anyway, so it's not that big a deal. Porygon 2 is going to come in, and it's just going to end up taking a lot from Flash Cannons as well. Honestly, I trapped the Steel type I needed to. I kind of made this team to make Mega Gardevoir actually work, so I need to take out a lot of its common switch-ins, mainly Steel types, and basically a bunch of other shit. So Steel types is where Magnezone comes in, just traps him, does that whole shenanigans. I think he was download instead of trace, but hey, would you look at that? I took out 3 things with Magnezone, and he finally brings in the threat, the Medicham, just because I actually happen to not be behind a sub anymore, otherwise he would have gotten rocked. But he decides to go Mega now, and I believe knock me out with a anything, really? Probably just a Fake Out, that's fine. But I think his set is Fake Out. I'm pretty sure he's got High Jump Kick, and then we see Bullet Punch as well. I'm surprised that Fake Out didn't take me out. I think this Magnezone has some weird EV investment. I'm actually pretty okay with it, though. It's not standard Magnezone HP investment, but it seems to work out. So I go into Chester the Cheetah here, the Flying Cheetah. Look at him, he's pretty cool. But that was kind of risky, just based on the off chance he might have had Ice Punch. But I think based because of the Sticky Web, I was probably going to end up being faster than him, so I ended up just going for the Earthquake to hopefully take him out, and I don't think Greninja just straight up dies from an Earthquake. This Landorus also has a pretty good EV investment. It's got EVs in like 4 different stats. It's a sub SD Smackdown Earthquake set. I love that set so much. It's absolutely fantastic. I think I decide to switch out going into my... I guess I go into my Tentacruel because it is a bold Tentacruel as opposed to a calm one. It actually came into play where I fought an Infernape. It was a really, like, 4th gen-y looking team later on in the brackets. And Tentacruel just did its thing against an Infernape, and I was like, ah, what a nice throwback to 2009. It was great. But I get to protect against the Fake Out, all that stuff. And then I believe I'm just going to go for a Scald. That's actually kind of cool right there that I outspeed base 100s with Tentacruel. And it turns out he has Return for some reason, just because I don't understand why he had Return. I didn't get burns on either one though, so I guess I just get taken out by 2 returns from a Mega Manager. Okay. That's not the weirdest thing I fought in the bracket, so we'll just pretend that didn't happen. If he had Zen Headbutt, he would have been able to take me out more reliably. High Jump Kick, I'm pretty sure would have done a pretty good amount of damage too, but I'm sure he didn't want to fuck around with that because I had Protect. So I'm going to go for a sub and then see how much the rest of his attacks do. But I've already seen his entire set, and I know he doesn't have Ice Punch because he revealed Return. So Landorus is more or less safe staying in here. Ends up going for a Bullet Punch. It does a lot because of the crit. Not going to say that this really ends up mattering just because of the tempo in the game, but his last one, I believe, is a Talonflame, or his, like, next to last one. He's got, does he have one left? I think he has one left. I think this is the last one. So takes rocks damage, and I think it's almost going to get me to the point where Brave Bird or Flare Blitz can knock me out. So what I end up doing is I end up going into Smeargle just to take some Brave Bird damage or something like that, but it turns out he actually has Acrobatics with no item, so yeah, no recoil, none of that whatsoever. But hey, if anything, I get to bring in Chester Cheetah just to get one last Intimidate. And that's actually going to be pretty important because if he wants to take the opportunity to Swords Dance somewhere along the way, he's going to be wide open because he only got around half of his HP left. But he's going to keep going for Acrobatics, and I believe Mega Gardevoir is going to come in and steal the show right now. Just because now, thanks to the -1, it can live... I'm pretty sure with that amount of HP, it can live any one of Talonflame's attacks, especially because he doesn't have an item, and I can just go ahead and knock it out with a Psyshock. So that's what I proceed to do. Acrobatics does a lot, but it does not take me out, and I'm just going to clean up the game with Psyshock here. So this was one of the, I think this was one of the matches from the finals brackets. I've got some other games too. They were shorter. They were overall not as great. I don't even think I used Conkeldurr in this one. This is an Assault Vest one, by the way, so you might get to see that thing do some stuff later. But yeah, there's a little bit of a quicker game, a little bit of a quicker tempo. Like I said, I've got some other games saved up with this team, so if you guys are liking this team, I mean, then you'll be in for a treat the next couple of weeks, because that's basically all the material I have going on, and I have some other battles as well to keep things interesting, I guess. But that's going to do for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you can leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. I will do my best to at least get one video out a week. If it's 2, it's going to be fantastic. But as it lines up, this is what I have going on right now. I can't guarantee anything anymore. But that's what I have going on. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you later. Bye.